Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you game 2 of a best of 3 between soloing Pixy and Seagull in the grand final of the WARNO opening tournament ran by the Simulated Divisions League. Today they are playing on two ways, and on our left in the red team we have soloing Pixy playing with the 3rd Armoured on the NATO side, and on our right in the blue team we have Seagull using the 3rd Armoured on the NATO side. So in the previous game we saw Pixy go 1-0 up against Seagull in rather decisive fashion, which seems to be the way that Pixy likes to do things. Gets those Apaches with the rockets out, obliterates one flank, and then harasses the rest of the flanks in order to get the victory. Seagull this time around, though, I hope doesn't let that happen again. Two ways, though, is a larger map, so it does give more opportunity for flanking maneuvers and helicopter plays. The edge of the map isn't as wide necessarily from where you deploy, but there is this sort of section in the middle which, if it isn't defended too well, can allow helicopters to leak through. You can also kind of sneak through on this bottom side here if you're careful. So we'll see if Pixy goes for any of those sort of plays again this time around, because I feel like Pixy in the first game has kind of like given up the ghost. He's used the Apaches with rockets, and now Seagull is probably going to try and counter them from the start, which would make sense. And then he can kind of break it down to a more normal game that he's had like in the past and play off that instead. But let's have a look at some of these units going down. So Pixy's already deployed a lot of forces here. He's got the M13A3 ACAV on the top side. He's going to be bringing in the 2 Apaches with the rockets at the start again, with a command jeep capturing his home sector, 2 military police at the front, 2 mechanized rifles, 2 more military police further back with the OH-58CS. Then he's added a OH-58C scout to the front. Further down, we're going to be seeing on the bottom side 2 military police with the M67s and an engineer with the jeep hidden in the town again with the M113 leading the charge. Right over to the side of Seagull, we're going to be seeing engineers with the Dragon there, 2 military police with the M67s, the Stinger C squads coming in. There's going to be 3 Stinger C squads and then the engineers with the Dragons. Having 3 Stinger C squads there is really good. Then there's military police that are probably going to be heading towards the center of the map, and then on the bottom side he's going to be bringing in 3 Stinger Cs with these Dragons and also the military police in there as well. So it looks like the idea is to basically plaster Stingers over like this bottom side here, and then also of course over the top side Alpha. And then I'm not sure if he's going to be able to cover the mid very well. He is bringing in an OH-58CS. That will definitely help against the Apaches, but the main thing really is making sure that you do have your recon able to spot these helicopters coming in and then react appropriately. And it looks like Seagull is actually going for his own Apaches with rockets this time. I like this. I like this a lot. And the reason I like it is because Pixy is always light on AA. He is always light on AA, and he's the one always making these plays with the aircraft. So he just brings in like 1 OH-58 and that's it. Whereas, you know, if these 2 Apaches hit him hard, just like his Apaches have been doing to his opponents the whole time around, like maybe he will end up on the wrong end of his own strategy, which would be quite something. So I'm looking forward to this for sure. I like that placement by Seagull. It's got me excited for this game for sure. And yeah, use their own strategies against them, I guess. These jeeps being used to command or capture the command sectors at home or at base. I'm still not convinced that these are the best choice. Like, you might as well just have the card of the M577 CPC. The only reason that I can think that you would have the M151, I'm not 100% sure on this, is that they just give you more availability on a card. So you have more of them available throughout the game if they do get killed. But then if you have ones that are more resilient, then you don't really need to worry as much about like the stray helicopter coming around with rockets, because you're going to have armor, and then you can have time to bring stuff in to defend it in the first place. So yeah, either way, we should be getting underway shortly. This map is actually quite an interesting one. We've seen different strategies on this map throughout the tournament so far. Some people like to go for their opponent's towns, and I think that's something that Solo Wing Pixie might try and do here. You can see that he has got unloaded position commands all the way over here in Alpha. He's going to be trying to contest that early on. For Steven Seagull, he's going to be like stopping short on the bottom side. But yeah, sometimes we see people go for the opposing towns, and then sometimes people just focus like all their efforts on the middle, because in the middle is where the +3 sector is, and that's the one that is often contested the most. And it seems as though Steven Seagull is kind of like moving towards that with his helicopters, and maybe some of these units here. He's actually got 2 Stinger Cs for the center of the map as well. So what was that? 3 for the top side, 3 for the bottom, 2 for the mid, and then a Chaparral there, actually. Yeah, Steven Seagull's prepared for those Apaches this time around, which is good to see. Alright, let's see if he can make work happen with his own Apaches, though. As he moves up, Solo Wing Pixie is going to see it coming with this scout helicopter moving up. The Kiowa is going to be coming down and also scouting out his opponent's moves. This OH-58CS is going to be moving into position to try and take down Steven Seagull's Apache there. Oh, here go the Stingers, trying to shoot down the Apaches early on. One of them's on very low health. One of the units going down there. Oh, helicopters going down everywhere. Oh, the OH-58CS coming across. 2 Apaches going down. I think the Kiowa also went down. And the Apaches are still alive on the top side. This is not good for Steven Seagull. This OH-58CS needs to stop, turn around, and engage that Apache sooner than later. Although I think the Apaches are just going to kind of try and run it down. Oh, this is terrible. This is really, really bad. Can the Chaparral get the last hit? Oh, clutch. Takes down the 2 Apaches there. That was an absolutely insane start from both players. But ultimately, Solo Wing Pixie remains with units in Alpha on the top side. And yeah, there was helicopters going down everywhere. So both players lose their Apaches at the start. Both players lost their OH-58CSs. I'm pretty sure Steven Seagull also lost his Kiowa, so I would say Steven Seagull like definitely was worse off in that total engagement. But just all these smoke plumes look absolutely gorgeous as everything gets destroyed. Damn, that was quite something. A couple of trucks here being destroyed as well. I believe those probably dropped off these mechanized rifles, which are currently sneaking into the backside of Delta. Just military police kind of holding the ground here, and these mechanized rifles will make short work of them in the open. So Steven Seagull's got to be a bit careful with his lack of forces on the front right now. He is going to bring in new mechanized rifles onto the top with the military police there as well. But this M113 ACAB is actually in a perfect position to ambush these transports. So we'll see if it can do. Has already killed 1 M35 here. But nope, that's going to unload early. I guess he maybe saw that get destroyed before by the M13, so it's going to try and return the favour. So now Pixie's brought in some Apaches to the bottom side. And Steven Seagull's moved in here with his commands. It looks like he has invested in a couple of commands into Charlie and Golf since the start of the game. And then Solo Wing Pixie, of course, has invested into Hotel and Juliet. So both players doing similar actions there, actually. This M1A1, though, kind of vulnerable. I say kind of vulnerable, very vulnerable. It's coming under attack from the recoilless of the military police, and then it's also taken some hits from the Dragons from the mechanized rifles. There's no other infantry here to really help that M1A1 out, so if these infantry just want to keep moving forwards, they can, and that M1A1 now only on 2 health will get taken out very easily. So the AH-64 Apache coming in to the top side to help out there. Let's see what can happen on this bottom side. Pixie going for another play, bringing up the 2 military police with the M67s. Engineers pushing forwards with the M113 ACAB, just trying to probe the defenses of his opponent. And then he can swing in with the Apaches once he knows there's not really much there. So I think he's kind of counting on the fact that these Stingers might reveal themselves, but the military police obviously killing off the M113. And these can't really go too much further, or these might get taken out as well. Yep, one goes down. Will he kill the other? No, that one managed to unload in time. So, one engineer, one military police up against those military police should win out in terms of numbers. There's Apache chilling on top of this mountain here, popping shots away towards the town. Right, here comes the Apaches. Stinger's firing away. Gets one shot on target. Going to be looking for another. No, I think maybe just the M16 is firing right now. There's like a lack of recon here, maybe. Manages to hit that one as well. He's getting some good damage in. Pixie's going to fall back. Steven Seagull bringing in another Apache of his own. That's going to absolutely ace those engineers in the open. And he'll be able to fly over and kill these military police here as well. With the 30mm. So yeah, it looks like Steven Seagull has embraced the Apache, just like Pixie has. And it's helping him out quite a lot here. For example, in the town, these military police dug in this building. But if he brings the Apache over the top, he can just hit them with the 30mm and take them down. And Pixie's really just not investing in any AA at all. He has got the OH-58 CSs, as you can see, that he can use to maybe engage the Apaches. But there is a chaparral here. It's actually out of ammo, so never mind. I thought that might take down the OH-58 before it has a chance to deal with the Apache. But nope, doesn't have the ammo to do that. That is one thing you have to be careful about if you are relying on these chaparrals, is that you need to have ammo to keep them resupplied, because they do fire very quickly and they only have 4 missiles, so they use them up fast because they fire them fast. OH-58 CS coming in, caught the Apache off guard. 3 out of 3. Goodbye, Apache. Takes the tail off that, and down it goes. This Apache was moving to that top side, but has thought otherwise, because otherwise might bump into the same helicopter there. But now Pixie coming in with his command for Foxtrot is going to put him at a lead, at the +2 lead in this game. Because currently Pixie, he is contesting Alpha, so it's kind of difficult for Steven Seagull right now to get a leader into Alpha without it being vulnerable. But because Foxtrot is completely uncontested by Steven Seagull, Pixie can control that. So he's currently going to be taking that advantage of the +2 per second. Engineers of Dragon, though, looking for the shot onto the M1A1. Can they sneak it past the smoke? They can. It only did 1 damage, though. That's going to continue to try and run away because it has low cohesion. It is slow. Doesn't look like that's going to matter. M1A1 coming in there with the cluster munitions onto the M1A1 in return. And, well, gets away without getting shot down by the Stinger. And the Abrams takes a little bit of damage, not too bad. So, the positioning across the map here is very good for Pixie right now, because he's got his infantry way past Delta in the center. Of course, he still is contesting this. Steven Seagull is still going to be moving in a command here, which I think is probably a smart idea. Still, it's a cheap command, sort of almost disposable, and he kind of has it screened off by a bunch of infantry here anyway, so it's not like it's going to be super vulnerable. And if a helicopter goes for it, he does have the chaparral behind, so he is going to be able to take that out. Oh no, that was a mistake. The mechanized rifles getting killed off by the other mechanized rifles, the Dragon 2 there, getting the job done. Another F111E coming in, and that time, bang on, takes out the M1A1. Nicely done. Those F111Es, they reload really fast at the moment in this build, so very, very effective at taking out enemy tanks. Looks like Steven Seagull, he's been given the idea by Pixie, and he's going to return the favour. Straight on to this M1A1 down here. Let's see if it can hit the mark. Takes out the supply truck, doesn't kill off the Abrams, but that is definitely going to hamper Solo Wing Pixie's ability to use that tank for the time being. The engineers firing away at the military police there. Going to force them back for the time being. And yeah, things have slowed down a lot. So compared to the last game where things were quite explosive from the start and Pixie just continued to push his advantage, I think the initial play out of Steven Seagull on this top side really kind of stopped Pixie in his tracks by, you know, just kind of countering Pixie by doing the same thing, and both of them sort of suffered the same losses to a certain degree. Oh, nice kill there. The Stinger taking out the OH-58 is really nice because it leaves these Apaches vulnerable to Steven Seagull's OH-58s if he has any left. But goodbye Stinger, goodbye engineers. These Apaches had something to say about that. And well, actually the engineers might survive, because they're kind of hidden in the wreck of the building, even if they are surrounded by the dead of their comrades. Plus munitions coming in, and not entirely sure what that bomber was going for. But on this top side, the double chaparral going to be coming under fire. Oh no! The double chaparral kill for the F-111E, and the chaparrals fail to return the kill onto that F-111E. Missing their shots. That was tragic. Now, whilst you do need a lot of these chaparrals and stingers on the map at the moment, you can't really afford to have them close together. It just doesn't really work. So do bear that in mind, guys. A-10 Thunderbolt is pretty nice at the moment. It's going to provide a lot of presence on this top side, but he needs to get eyes onto the M1A1. He needs to get eyes onto some of these infantry units, and currently there's like no recon here for Steven at all. So that's really going to hamper the ability for this A-10 to be effective. Although the A-10 can certainly be used to take down the Apaches, so hopefully we see that. The A-10 is actually very, very good with its Avenger gun at shooting down helicopters. But since things got equaled out on the command, looks like Pixie's going to be bringing in a Jeep to capture the center. The A-10 there hitting another unit. I think it did fire its AIM-9, but the AIM-9 actually hit the mountain, so didn't end up getting the kill. He just needs to right-click on one of these Apaches and shoot them down. Use the main gun. Eagle also coming across there, hanging about in the sky. Needs to be careful not to get that too close to the spawn, because the last thing you want is for your opponent to bring in an Eagle behind your Eagle and get it shot down, because you can't fire missiles backwards. A-10 floating about here. Like, I really do feel like he could have shot down these AH-64s. Maybe he lost line of sight on them. That could have been something that happened. But the scout's going to be coming down the road here, hit by the mechanized rifles. The double engineer squad plus the Apache should be able to help clean that up, though. That will be good. As long as the mechanized rifles don't get the kill with the dragon. Ooh. That could have been unfortunate. There we go. Shots getting on target. Mechanized rifles go down. No chance. Oh, you wouldn't want to be on the end of a rocket strike from an Apache, would you? That would be nasty. Then the A-10 still sort of patrolling, but will run out of fuel soon. F-111E coming in again with another cluster strike, continuously damaging this M1A1, and kills the supply again this time around. Oh, F-15 versus F-15. Who's going to win? Looks like Steven Seagull's in a better position here. He's on the tail of Pixie's F-15, and he does take it down. Nicely done by Steven Seagull there, taking out one of the important Eagles that his opponent's going to have, and protects his F-111E in the process. That's going to survive. It's really good. However, Steven Seagull needs to get a move on and start contesting Delta, or maybe making a play elsewhere, either into like Foxtrot or Hotel even. I don't think Hotel's very viable, but definitely Foxtrot he could maybe make a play towards. Delta, of course, is the most logical choice due to it being contested for the majority of the game so far, and him being in position with his infantry here to find out what's there. The F-111E coming in again this time on the side of Pixy, looking for the M1A1. Doesn't really do much damage. M48 failing to kill the F-111E. I think it did hit though. F-15C coming in. I thought that was going to go for one of the helicopters, but didn't dive in the end. M1A1HA going to be taking shots at the engineer. The Apache is actually rolling in to get a Hellfire missile on target. Got to be a bit careful here. There's no need to get too close, and yeah, that's why. Although those chaparrals, oh no, they missed so many shots. That is very unfortunate for Soloing Pixy. He's got 2 more chaparrals behind that though. That's incredible how that Apache survived. It took like 2 hits, I think, and then the last missile just didn't hit at all. Oh, that was very, very unfortunate for Pixy there. But his M1A1's fine, so I don't think he really matters. It really matters too much in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, the Apache didn't need to be that close. He can play around the max range. So the 2,825 meter range for the Hellfire missile. Chaparral's only got like 2,000. Well, it does have 2,825 meter range. Sorry, against helicopters. So I guess it matches the range. Nice kill. Shoots that down. Ooh, lovely cluster actually. Came across this entire tree line. I think it did kill off one of the chaparrals. And then it did some damage to the M1A1HA. But yeah, even if you have the same range in that position as a chaparral, you're shooting the M1A1 at the end of the day. And so you're going to see the chaparral start moving towards you if you're kind of max ranging the M1A1 in the first place. Now we see the M1A1 engaging each other up here. I think Steven Seagull's hoping he can pick off Pixy's M1A1, but if that doesn't pay off, puts him in a pretty bad spot there. And yeah, now Pixy's going to be able to fix up his M1A1 and have even more of an advantage on the field. Oh, this M1A1, oh, just almost took a side shot from the mechanized rifles, but that missed at the last moment. It was very rough. Apache chilling back here. Gotta be careful. Stinger's currently moving up, probably to try and engage that. Engineers will try and stop the mechanized rifles in the meantime. And then the Stingers can maybe sneak up and get a few shots in before the Apache can fire back. F-111E cluster coming in. Wonder what that's going to be going for. So we'll find out. He's coming across. Oh, look at the line up there. Is that going to hit the mark? Oh, it did. Beautiful. Beautiful cluster strike there. That was awesome. Took out the M1A1. There was also the HA took quite a bit of damage. It looks like Steven Seagull's M1A1 managed to get away from the F-111Es there completely. Looks like the F-15 didn't really have the AMRAMs to shoot these down. So F-111Es managed to outrun the Eagle, as it had already used up some of those missiles. A Thunderbolt coming in again. Steven Seagull really needs to get a command into Delta, and it looks like it's on its way. Mechanized Rifle Leader heading down here. And currently, you know, there is this group of infantry that's been set up here for a while. 2 Mechanized Rifles and the Engineers. These, I think, were originally in the town, but he kind of just like abandoned the town so he could keep them alive. But the nice thing about doing this is that if at any point in the game he needs to find a way to win by killing an enemy command or just like causing a distraction somewhere, then he can use those to just push into the town from that top side. F-111E again from Steven Seagull. And that's not going to do too much damage this time around. F-111E managed to dodge that as well, but this Ministry of Police here did take out 2 M35s on this road. I'm not sure what was in them, but I think in another game I was talking about how this road's very important to cut off, because all of the reinforcements you bring into the center travel down this road automatically, unless you like manually bring them into the middle. And so in this case, that's what's happening. This military police with the M67 here is just having a field day, killing all of the transports as they come down the road. This Apache would do well to deal with that, but I don't think Steven Seagull's really noticed it happening so far. F-15 going up against each other. Who's going to win? Looks like Steven Seagull's bailing on that. Chaparral's firing away at the F-15. Another F-15 from Steven. This is a good chance to get like full air supremacy. Even with the Chaparrals firing at him, the F-15 there took no damage. Every missile's missing. But he does manage to take down that last F-15. So he is in a fantastic position. The A-10's trying to kill the M1A1. Like, this is great. He just needs to get his leader into Delta. Like, he can't sit around anymore. It's already up to 1,900 points. And, like, if this game were to continue, with no Eagles on the side of Pixy, assuming he only has 2 in his deck, these F111Es pretty much have free reign. The A10 has free reign. He's just killed another M1A1 on the top side. Like, Steven Seagull's really starting to do quite a lot of damage here. But he just doesn't have the conquest points, and it seems like he's been caught sleeping. This mechanized rifle leader sitting outside the sector. And I'm pretty sure at this point we can call Pixy the victor of the first WARNO tournament ever. So there you go. That's it. That was unfortunate for Steven Seagull. Again, Steven Seagull does a really good job of getting a great KD, but seems to lose out on the command front. He doesn't capitalize or gain ground based on his kills, and that is something that is a problem, or has been a problem from watching him play. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive. When he spots that he kills something that's important, he needs to be pushing forwards onto those positions so that he can gain ground from those kills. And because he was not doing that, it did end up losing him the game. I mean, in this case, that's not so much the case, because obviously it was Delta that was the problem, and just not contesting Delta at all after sort of the beginning of the game, or at least after Pixy put a command unit in there, was a big mistake. And he did have the command unit there to contest with, so I'm surprised that he didn't obviously commit to that, but probably just forgot in the end. So Pixy there managing to really get away with a victory, I would say, in that position. Both of his Eagles had gone down, so Steven Seagull had a huge advantage in the air. Like, he really, really did. The F111Es can run all over the Chaparrals. So, yeah, surprised. But Steven Seagull put up a great fight. It's a shame, though, that he's lost 2-0 to Pixy in the best of 3, which means Pixy is the winner of the WARNO opening tournament. Congratulations to him. We'll have to see if he can continue to win more tournaments as more divisions come out for WARNO. And, of course, there'll be more maps and all that good stuff. So if you guys have been finding it a little bit stale with like the same divisions and the same maps all the time, then obviously, you know, we're in early access. The Simulated Divisions League wanted to host a tournament to get us going for the WARNO, and I've had a lot of fun casting it, and it's given me like an opportunity to get to grips with like how casting WARNO is going to be, you know, the kind of things I need to talk about, the things that I need to do in my video settings, for example, to make sure that it's easier for you guys to watch. And yeah, I take all your criticism. If you want to let me know if there's anything I can improve, then please do. You know, I'm quite happy to improve my videos for you guys in the following tournaments that I will be covering. Of course, I will be doing more of this, and I really, really enjoy casting games. It's fun. But yeah, for now, that is it for the tournaments, or for this tournament, for the WARNO opening tournament. I'm sure there'll be more in the future if you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe, of course, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, congratulations to Pixy. Commiserations to Steven Seagull. Still took second in the tournament, though, out of 58 people. That is very impressive. I mean, just both these guys played very well throughout the tournament. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.